right, so today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about areas of circles. And so you already know this area, so we could actually look through it and do a conjecture, but as I said, I think you already know what the area of a circle is. What is the area of a circle?
Pi r squared.
Pi r squared. Okay, so the area of this circle is pi r squared, where a is the area and r is the radius of the circle. Okay, so, and you could write all those words down, or you could just put circle area conjecture, area equals pi r squared. Okay? So now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and look at the following example. The small apple pie has a diameter of 8 inches. Okay? The large cherry pie has a radius of 5 inches. Okay? And so, how much larger is the large pie? So real quick, if you look at that, it kind of looks kind of deceiving. And how does it look deceiving? The first one is diameter. The second one is radius. So let's deal with the small, because I'm sure some of you are probably saying small is 8, large is 5. So the small pie's area will be pi times what squared? 4. 4, because that's the radius. So really, the small pie's area will be 16 pi. I'm just going to leave it as 16 pi. I could answer it as a decimal if you wanted, but let's just leave it as a decimal, or as a pi, because that's easier. So now I've got large pi. The area there will be what times what? Pi times 5 squared. So the area there is 25 pi. So now it wants to know how much larger is the large pi. What would it be? 9 pi inches squared. Okay, that's one way. Another way you could actually calculate what 9 pi is. On your calculator, if you take 9 times the pi button, I don't want you to use anything else unless they specify but the pi button. So if I take 9 times the pi button, what do you get? 28.27?
Yes.
So 28.27 inches squared. I much prefer the answer in terms of pi. Okay, that's the most precise answer that you can get.
Okay.
All right, if the area of the circle at right is 256 pi meters squared, what is the circumference of the circle? So remember circumference, let's refresh our memory. Circumference equals what?
D.
Pi times diameter, or does anybody remember the other one?
Pi times r squared.
2 times pi times r. The reason why it's 2r is because the diameter is equivalent to 2r. Okay, so in order to find the circumference, I need to know what the radius is. So what I'm going to do is use this little bit of information. That's the area of my circle. So I've got 256 pi, and that will equal pi r squared. So now what I need to do is I need to go ahead and I can divide by pi. Now when you divide by pi, they're gone. And that leaves me with 256. And that's going to equal r squared. How do you undo that? How do you undo a square? Square root. Very good. So take the square root of 256. And what do you get? 16. Okay, so I know that my radius is 16 meters. Now what I do is I'm going to go ahead and plug that into my equation right up here where it says radius. And I'm going to plug in 16. When I do that, what am I left with? 32, oops, let's write that 2 a little bit better. 32 pi meters. Okay, that's what the circumference is. Questions? You're going to have lots of circle problems today. All right, your assignment is going to be on page 451, 1 through 10, 12 through 14. Now tomorrow we're going to have a quiz. over section 3 or over yesterday's section and this section, and probably have a worksheet. So
What did we do yesterday?
yesterday we did group work.
What?